Well, hello there again. Thank you for joining us for our Wednesday evening fireside chat. And as you're aware, each Wednesday throughout the summer, we've been kind of out of the church, out into the community, visiting with various folks. We visited Pearl Lindbergh in her living room, and Lance in his garage. Lance is the wonderful, beautiful woodworker who made our crucifix in the chapel. And we've been at the prayer garden, interviewing various people along the way, and here we are at Church Health Services. Our guest today is Karen Gibbs, and she is the development manager of Church Health Services. And we have a very important topic that we'd like to talk about and share with you, and even some resources that could be shared with you. Our topic this month for our fireside chat is suicide prevention. We're going to talk about the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention is dedicated to saving lives and bringing hope to those affected by suicide. AFSP creates a culture that's smart about mental health through education, community programs, develops suicide prevention through research, advocacy, and provides support for those affected by suicide. Well, Karen, thank you for joining us today. Could you tell us a little bit more about American Foundation for Suicide Prevention?
Certainly. Well, first I'll say Church Health Services teamed up with AFSP last year to bring our first walk to fight suicide to Dodge County. And that is because mental health is a big part of what we do here at Church Health Services. And in that, we were very intrigued about the advocacy and the support that they take with your funds, the research and education opportunities. One of the benefits of working with AFSP is they provide us with an individual to do classes any time of the year. So if anybody has interest in anything educational for maybe a small group or presentation on suicide and suicide prevention, that is one of the benefits of working with the AFSP, as they provide those services, and through the funds that we receive through the walk, we bring those types of programs to this area. There are many ways that they work with us to touch on how to prevent suicide, where to go to get help if you have lost a loved one from suicide. And teaming up with them has just brought us an extra advocate and huge knowledge base that we didn't have before. So working with them on the walk has been grateful. I've been really grateful to work with them. If you're looking for information, they provide life-saving manuals, so you can always stop by and talk with us about what that entails. If your business wants to have anything accessible, like little items like lifesaver manual, what types of questions to be asking. As we spoke a little earlier, it's asking not just how you're doing if you have a concern for a loved one, but getting more in depth and being comfortable saying, are you considering hurting yourself? Or have you ever thought about hurting yourself? And how to do that in a way that is appropriate in that time and space for an individual.
Could I have one of those little cards for my wallet?
Yes.
Isn't that what they're for? Yeah, because
yes, they are.
Help you to navigate.
Yes, or to hand out. I was at we did pints for prevention last year, and the cards, like we just set them about, and then at the end of the night when I was setting them, then, because the gentleman just kind of took one, but he didn't say anything, which is totally fine, that's why we have them. But we got him hooked up with mental health services, and because his big thing, because church is in our name, he was kind of concerned about it being religious therapy, and I said,
Right.
No, we're certified we're state
Right.
certified. This isn't that Christian counseling.
Right, or some denominational
Yes, we are
counseling,
non-denominational.
Yeah.
So if it's okay with you, I'm going to talk a little bit about what they're going to bring to the walk and how that's going to work. The walk will be held in Dodge County at the Dodge County Fairgrounds on October 16th, and it's called the Out of the Darkness Walk. September is a huge month where there's a lot of different days dedicated to suicide prevention, but so we weren't overlapping with everyone, and the fact that this is a topic that should be talked about all year long, we chose October 16th. You can look up information at any time at afsp.org, and they have tons of lists of resources that we're talking about. But for us, afsp.org/Dodge County will get you the information for our upcoming Out of the Darkness Walk. And again, it's held at the Dodge County Fairgrounds. Registration is at 9, and we have a send-off at 10, and we will walk. You can walk until noon. You can walk somewhere else, take a picture, and send it to us if you're not comfortable out at the fairgrounds. When you arrive, we have put together a resource fair, which is one of the things the AFSP does, is helps us reach out to organizations that can be helpful in your mental health. So we'll have organizations like ourselves here at Church Health talking about our mental health services for all ages. We'll have veteran services from the Organization for Veterans, Journey to the Light. There'll be someone out from the Sheriff's Department if you have questions regarding what they're doing at the Sheriff's Department to help prevent suicide, or once suicide happens, what the steps are. PAVE and CARE, 5 Stones, and some of our health departments that have behavioral health like SSM will be there as well. This is a time to come out and find out who is available here in this area to be a direct contact if you're in a time of need or if you're in a time of grief. Losing a loved one to suicide brings lots of questions, and as you know, grief support can be very, very helpful in your process of grief and working through those feelings, and just understanding that how do I move forward in my life once I've lost somebody in such a manner.
So Out of the Darkness Dodge County Walk takes place October 16th. You can register at 9 o'clock. This is out at the Dodge County Fairgrounds. And the walk takes place, will begin at 10 with an opening, and you walk from 10:30 to noon. And if you're not able to walk, and say you're going to be, just unable to walk, but you want to support, you would like to make a contribution and support this cause, how can an individual do that, Karen?
Certainly. There are 2 ways you can do that. You can go on to the Facebook page that is Out of the Darkness Walk Dodge County, and there's a button there that'll take you to the page and show you the many ways to donate. You can choose. Some people are really big about advocacy and wanting to talk to our political leaders on how do we get more funding in the hands of the people that are providing mental health services. You can go straight to the afsp.org group, and you can contribute to the nationwide AFSP, or you can choose to keep the dollars and funds here in Dodge County. And any questions can always be directed to me here at Church Health Services at 920-887-1766. You are always welcome to call here, and I can help walk you through that process. And those funds again go to research, which has been huge in helping us find ways to create programs for teenagers, to create programs for elementary students, and across the board. Obviously, we know our older generation right now has spent a lot of time alone, and how do we support them? So there's education, advocacy, and support. We support people who have been affected by the suicides, or through programs for healing, loss, and interactive screenings, how to maybe see signs and those types of things.
Well, I want to thank you, Karen, for being with us today and sharing that information. I want to thank you all so much for joining us for this month's Fireside Chat. Take care and God's blessings to you.